मैम
हाँ बोलिए दिव्या मैम।
या एम आई ऑडिबल?
Yes, yes, clearly audible.
Okay. Are you able to hear two voices?
No, it's okay, fine.
Okay. It's totally clear, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great.
Uh, there's echo in your voice.
Okay, so as a backup, I had connected from another device. I'll do it in case this disconnects. All right. Am I audible now?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Madam, Gauri madam has not joined yet. No?
She messaged that she should be joining any minute. Can you check if she's in? I'm going to test my screen share, huh? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes, madam.
Okay.
Madam, Gauri madam is not in the meet, na? Divya
Okay,
madam?
let me, acha,
No,
she's
I'm here.
waiting. She's
I'm
saying she's
no,
waiting
no,
to
I'm
be
here.
let in.
I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, yes, madam. Welcome, madam. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Shall we start, madam, or we should wait for a few more minutes?
I think, one second. Do you see everyone from SMC is also here?
Borse sir is there.
Okay.
Uh,
And Dr. Manan? and Dr. Chintan.
Manan sir is not in the meet.
Samishti, can you try sharing your screen so we can see if it works well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Students have not joined.
Okay. Is it visible?
Yeah, it is loading. Yes, it is visible.
All right. Should I continue sharing from here, or do you want?
No,
to
I
start
think if you can share, I'm not getting a good network.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait.
So, who do I need to call? Is everyone from KPMG is there? Mihir, you there?
So Mihir is joining in 5 minutes. Mihir and
Okay,
Akshay are
Shailja.
joining in 5 minutes.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm
All
here
right.
and Vedant is here. We
Okay,
both are
wonderful. Hi, Vedant, and hi, Shailja. And we're waiting for Dr. Chintan is going to be joining with them as well.
here. Yeah. He will be joining with them.
Okay. Okay. Hello, Mr. Bioze. Nice meeting you. And then we are waiting for Dr. Manan as well. So should I quickly give him a call? 1 second. Maybe he's facing some issues. So he's coming in a moment. Do we have people on YouTube? Does someone have access to the YouTube channel as well?
Yes, there are 14 people watching.
Okay.
13, 14.
Okay. Nice. So, ma'am, you can go ahead with the introductions or should be joining any minute.
Okay. Fine. So, good afternoon, all of you. On behalf of Sarvajanik College of Engineering and Technology, Sarvajanik University, Surat, Dr. Deepali Kasat, SSIP Coordinator SCET, Dr. Mehali Mehta and Dr. Manisha Vashi, Challenge Coordinators, I, Dimple Bhana Bhagwanwala, Coordinator of the Challenge, warmly welcome one and all present here to the kickoff webinar of Innovation Challenge Surti Segregathon, Gila Sukha Kachra Segregation for Design Engineering 1A students under SSIP cell. I take this opportunity to welcome Gauri Mirasi Madam, co-founder and CEO at Carp Eco Satwa and chief speaker for the day. Divya Kalra Madam, change maker from Innovate for India. Dr. Chintan Gamit, junior medical officer SMC and assistant nodal officer Swachh Bharat Mission. Dr. Manan Patel, assistant medical officer of South West Zone SMC. Mr. K.N. Borse, Chief Sanitary Inspector of South West Zone SMC. Samashti, conservationist and an active member of Nature Club Surat. Mr. Mihir, Mr. Akshay, Ms. Shailja, and Mr. Vedant from KPMG, one of the world's leading professional services firm. Dr. Hiren Patel, Honorable Principal SCET, DE mentors and all faculties, and my dear students. As we all know, SCET SSIP has introduced Innovation Challenge under Design Engineering for BE second year students. The challenge is launched by Innovate for India in collaboration with Surat Municipal Corporation, Nature's Club Surat, AIC Surti iLab Foundation. The challenge will be mentored from industry, government, and academia. To kick off the challenge, Divya Madam and Miss Samasti will introduce status quo, importance of challenge, introducing innovation challenge, key milestones along with the key dates. So I take this privilege to introduce them. Mrs. Divya Kalra, she is the change maker from Innovate for India, which is a crowdsourcing platform for nation building. She has completed graduation in mathematics from Delhi University, MCA from Banasthale Vidyapit, and MBA from Freiburg, Germany. She is a certified life coach and trainer. She is the founder of Fifth Note Music School and also a founder of Veranda Green, bringing greenery to living spaces. Her purpose of life is to bring the best potential in people in journey of their lives. Miss Samasti. She is an conservationist and an active member of Nature Club Surat. She is pursuing mechanical engineering from the University of California, San Diego. She enjoys spreading awareness about concerning environmental issues and bringing change in the society. Mr. Mihir, Mr. Akshay, Ms. Shelja, and Mr. Vedant. They are from KPMG, one of the world's leading professional services firm. They are working as consultants for Surat Municipal Corporation and have been involved with SMC since January 2021. They are assisting Surat on various projects such as Swachh Sarvekshan, Safai Mitra Suraksha Challenge, Water Plus, Garbage Free City Star Rating to name a few. So I now hand over the charge of the session to Divya Madam and Samasti, and I once again warmly welcome all of you to the webinar. Madam.
Thank you so much, Dimple ma'am, and Dipali ma'am, and Manisha ma'am, and Mihali ma'am. You guys are a team of real, real energies. I would say a powerhouse for setting this up. First of all, taking the initiative to bring this in your college. I think I really want to congratulate SCET for having you, four of you, as gems to take the college forward. Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. So SCET Innovation Challenge under the Design Engineering. Next slide. So I want to ask, first of all, even before we start, can we all open our videos? I know we all live with small, a lower bandwidth, which I'm currently really struggling with, to be honest. Could you guys come on camera so it feels more like we are meeting in person, which is the rare thing now. I invite each one of you to please come on the camera. It's really nice to see faces and expressions, and really doing like a talk to all of you. So yeah, for whoever it is possible, please do come on the camera, and let's have a really interactive session together. And we'll start with first question that I have for you before we move on. As a youth of this country, you play a very, very vital role. You're a very important person for the nation. As youth of this country, which path do you want to take? As a youth of this country, what do you think? Should you use your skills and strengths in nation building, and personal development is a natural consequence? Or as a youth of this country, you must first focus on your personal development and ambitions that you have set aside for yourself, and not use your skills and strengths for nation building as of now? So which option do you want to go for? And we'll have to chat here. So, and I'll really request one of you, maybe Dipali ma'am or Dimple ma'am, to tell me what's happening in the chat if I'm missing anything. So I want you guys to put in the chat, what is the option you want to go for? Do you want to go for option A or option B for yourselves? I'm going to wait maybe 10, 12 seconds. Which option do you want to choose for yourself? Do you want to be participating in nation building, in projects related to nation, and personal development just happens, as a natural consequence? Or do you want to first focus on your ambition and then, see what can happen about the nation at some point? Okay, I see a lot of A's, and that gives me a lot of excitement to move on. Wow, thank you. Thank you for the energy flowing. Wonderful, wonderful. So, Dipali ma'am, you really have, really a good strength of students who are excited for this project, and that builds more excitement for me to move forward. So thank you. Thank you guys for participating. We'll go to the next slide. Okay, so before we move on to explaining you what is the challenge all about, you have heard some bits from here and there and some posts that were sent out to you. I really would like to ask you, what is your expectation from this challenge? Whether you want to, what is your expectation? Maybe you can type in 1 or 2 words in the chat box. What is it that you expect from this challenge? Do you expect any kind of can you please mute? There's a lot of noise coming. Yeah. So, what is it that you expect? Do you want to build some skills, or do you want to have a startup of your own? What is it that you expect in the for the next 2 months for which the challenge is going to go? You guys have taken, this time today afternoon.
Madam Shelja Devgan has raised the hand.
Yes, Shelja.
Yeah, actually the meeting is full, so they are not able to
Oh.
join.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's.
They need to join the YouTube link.
Ma'am, we'll need them for interaction as well. So what do we do?
They
Okay.
can interact on YouTube live also through
Fine.
chat.
Somebody is monitoring the chat there?
Yeah, we are monitoring.
All right. So, Shelja, could you ask them to join from the YouTube link?
I'll share the
Ma'am,
YouTube link in the
please share
chat
in the
window.
chat.
Just
Yeah,
a minute.
please.
Okay,
Thank
sure.
you. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, Shelja, I missed that. So the question for you, for the students is that what is it that you expect, whether it's skill development or, any kind of particular area that you want to develop, or what is it that you expect from the challenge? You've come today spending this time with us. Time is very precious for everyone. I'm sure you have some expectations that's going to come for you in the next 2 months. So please mention in 1 or 2 words, what is it that you expect from this challenge, or as part of your personal growth, or as part of giving, as part of skill building, anything that is your expectation, we'd like to know. 1 or 2 words. You have no expectations. Okay. All right. I'm going to still give you some more time. Any expectations? Or you've come with an open mind, then you can just say open mind. That's also fine. Okay. I'm not getting a response here. Okay, I want to develop group working skills. Nice. It's part of my personal growth and skills. Nice. Shreya and Riddhesh has mentioned to learn new things, skill building, nature conservation, personal growth. Wow. We learned something new from this challenge. Great. So I can promise you that if you're 100% involved, there is tons of learning opportunities, because we've brought this time, people from very different, diverse backgrounds to help, to support and make it as a common vision for all of us. And I really promise you for that one. We can go to the next slide. Next. Yeah. So I want to ask you a question. Do you know how much money is spent every year for waste management in Surat? Any idea? Any power of guesses? Type in the chat box the number. What number do you think is spent? How much money is spent every year for waste? Oh, wow. So Parth has done some good reading. Abhishek too. Okay, now 20 lakhs is very, very far. Okay, all right. So 450 crores is the answer. So I think the first one is Parth. We can go to the next slide. First one is Parth who answered this. Exactly. That's actually a very, very scary number, because it's a very big amount. We can go to the next one. Okay, so imagine that if this money was to be if you were to decide where this money could be put for development of Surat, where would you like to spend this in Surat? What would you like the city to have, which it doesn't have today? Please put your answers in the chat box. I get very interesting answers here a lot of times. Come on, guys. Get your creative minds running. Okay, so somebody's saying art galleries, cricket stadium, very nice. You guys are thinking bigger. Nice. In infrastructure, good roads. This comes often at government education. Nice. Nature care, e-mobility, transportation. I got a very interesting answer one time. Somebody said Disneyland and NASA, and it's really nice to hear how much you wanna have the city to have. We can go to the next one. Thank you guys. Keep participating. I'm loving this. So okay, so we all create waste, right? Do we create waste? Can we agree we do? I do. Do you guys create waste? Yes, no? Okay. People are raising their hands. Yes. Yes. So we all create waste. We can all agree on that fact. Do you know where does this waste from our dustbins go? Now that's the next question now. You have to answer it in the chat box. Where does the waste from our dustbins go? You often hear this song, right? Gaadi wala aaya hai, kachra nikal. Every day we hear that song, right? So dumping yards, exactly. So a lot of it, unfortunately, is going to the dumping yards in the landfills. So maybe we can go to the next slide. So that's the sad part, right? So this is where it's going and it's just accumulating, whereas there are other possibilities that exist, which can be, which can be done with that. There are possibilities that can be done with this waste. So next slide. Okay, maybe we go back because I have to ask the question first. Sorry. Yeah. So what are the other opportunities? So let's say we don't send this this waste into the dumping yards. What can be done with this waste? Any ideas? Recycle. Recycling, exactly. 4 hours. Reuse. Yeah, a lot of it can be reused. That's right. But can we reuse it if it is in the state like this, that we see on the screen? Can we reuse what we see right on the screen right now? Can we reuse or recycle it? No. Why? Mohit, why can't we reuse it? Or recycle it? Okay, let's look at that video to sort of, for a common understanding. Exactly, proper segregation is needed. Exactly, biogas. Wow, thank you, Disha. So we can go to the next slide, Samashti. Thanks.
Segregation of garbage. Garbage is a huge global problem. We produce so many products and throw out so much every day that garbage and waste disposal is turning into a major ecological nightmare. Garbage is classified into 4 categories. Waste. This should be disposed of separately. Toxic waste. This includes medicines, batteries, dried paint, old bulbs, and dried shoe polish, which need special care when we dispose them off. Wet or organic waste. This consists of leftover foodstuff and vegetable peels. This should be put in a compost pit, and the resulting compost should be used as manure in the garden. Dry waste. Waste consisting of cans containing foils, plastics, metal, glass, and paper should be recycled. Encourage your parents to buy 2 separate bins for dry and wet garbage. You can color code them green for dry and blue for wet. Therefore, your garbage collector will be able to segregate the garbage
So thank you guys for your attention. This is for your reference. Normally, we are going to, for this challenge, we normally, when we talk about waste segregation in the context of Surti Segregathon, so the green bin is what is used, where the wet waste goes. The blue bin is where the dry waste goes, and the red bin is where the hazardous waste goes. So this is how we're gonna be talking about the color coding for our reference. All right. So we can go to the next slide. Now, I want to ask you one question. As you as the leaders of today and our future, what can you do to change the situation in Surat? And we have a very great opportunity to do this together in tandem with all the stakeholders who are involved and who are affected, whose common vision it is. And there we go to the next slide. So the problem statement that for you, or the task, or the area that you need to do, that this challenge is coming to you, is that you need to come up with innovative and sustainable solution for solving waste segregation in the Surat city. So we're not going to take the next slide. We're not going to take the Surat city as a whole. What we're going to do is, you see Surat is divided into various zones, right? And each zone is further divided into wards. All right. So how many of you have been or know about City Light? Yes, no? I think it's very much in the center of the city. So you guys are not sleeping. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So yeah, exactly. So that's the ward that we are planning to take up for doing your pilot, pilot study, pilot implementation, and the entire, idea implementation. We will be using City Light ward. We can go to the next slide. And that's what, that's the first step towards an Atmanirbhar ward. So City Light will be the first ward in Surat that segregates. And it can only happen with your help, because we've taken this mission, and I want each one of you to sort of, give me that confidence that we can really rely on you to do it together with you. Can we rely on you? Yes, no, maybe? All right, there are some yeses coming. I'm glad. I'm so happy that even with getting only 50% of the information, you guys are already on board. And thank you for that kind of excitement. I'm really, really excited to move on. So the way it's going to work is we're going to divide. So, City Light obviously has certain commercial complexes and certain societies. So what we're going to do is we're going to assign one locality to each one team, so that they can, whatever ideas that they come up with, they can do all the surveys in that particular locality, and whatever implementation of their ideas that they do, they also do it in that locality. There will be support of SMC to introduce you to that locality and introduce you to the people who are, in power in that particular place. So, for example, if it's a society, the society presidents, they will be introduced. So SMC will play a role. Normally, there is someone. There is sanitary inspectors, and we already have chief sanitary inspector today, Mr. Bose, in this call. And so there are sanitary inspectors and ward officers who will be helping you and supporting you in having this kind of an interaction with the societies. So we can go to the next slide. So so we already talked about the importance of this, of this issue or of this challenge. It is really a burning problem which India faces today, and a lot of action is being done. Surat is already number 2, city, number 2 cleanest city. There's a lot of work that SMC is doing, and they're very active. And to be honest, since we've been talking about Segregathon, and already we launched a Segregathon 1.0, they've been very supportive and very forthcoming in all all that is needed from their side. So, so we are really happy to have, a very active municipal corporation in our city. So what is interesting for you to know is that this is a real focus, for a lot of people, a lot of big entities who we look up to. So this is a clear focus for SMC Commissioner. This is a very important focus for Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, which is what is running the Swachh Bharat mission, which we all have heard about. UNICEF is also coming on board in some way. There is a proposal which is submitted to UNICEF for making City Light in Atmanirbhar ward, and it's almost in the process of finalization. But because of COVID, it got a little bit delayed. But that is another, they're also looking at supporting Surat in this vision. And the government of Gujarat, of course, who's also working, who's also has it as a common vision. And what I really want to congratulate and acknowledge here is that SCET is taking the lead in this. And I think you really want to thank your SSIP coordinator, Dipali ma'am, Mihali ma'am, Dimple ma'am, and Manisha ma'am, who are really enthusiastic for you guys to do this. All your mentors, they are really excited. Hiren sir, who has taken this as part of your academic project. So you really want to thank each one of them for this opportunity. Next slide. So here we have a small video for you.
Dear students and teachers, I am very delighted that SCET is going to take care of segregation in its first endeavor in City Light area. I am also delighted to know that you have decided to take up cleanliness work, which is the most important area of civilized life. Dear students, I am very excited that all of you will be participating in segregation. Let me tell you, segregation is key to cleanliness, because if segregation is there, then wealth out of waste is possible, which is BAO. The BAO is possible only when the segregation is done. Segregation, after segregation, it is recycle. If after recycle, it is reused. So that is the beauty of entire process. Surat is proud to be the second cleanest city of India, and Surat is proud that all its waste is being recycled and being reused. In this entire endeavor, I welcome you all to participate in this beautiful process, and I welcome you to be our partners in segregation of City Light area, which will be your first word. So let us put our hands together. Let us be partners in building a beautiful, a clean and green Surat. Thank you very much.
So as you see, Pani sir, the IAS officer, the SMC commissioner, he is absolutely excited and thrilled to have you guys to do it, and to have you guys, come up with these innovative solutions, which we hope could actually be scaled up to different wards and different parts of Surat. And thank you again for pioneering this. We can move to the next slide. And here I hand over to Samishti, who she's going to share some more details about the challenge. Yeah. Samishti, why are you stopping to share?
I'm trying to turn on the camera.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah. Yes, we can see you now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So being an engineering student, you would be thinking, what is in it for you? This segregation, everything is for the community. It is for our city. But what is in it for you when you take part in this? Take it from me, a complete introvert a couple of years ago. And now that I have communicated, interacted with so many people that in the field that I enjoy working in, I have come out. So this is like a miniature of what I was initially, and then this is me in the pink pants addressing a group of 200 people. And again, I'm standing here in front of you guys talking about what I feel. And I think it is very important. If you take part in this challenge, you will learn to take leadership skills, be confident, improve your communication skills, and you will be able to create a very strong network, because as Divya ma'am mentioned, that a lot of big entities are involved in this project. So you'll be communicating with our SMC, the higher authorities, the non-profit NGOs. You will be able to learn how everything works. See, in India, when you graduate as an engineer, there are lakhs of other students graduating with the same degree. But what will put you aside from all of them is experiences like this, where you actually get to do hands-on activities, put your learning, what you learn in school and college, into real life. You can learn the power of influencing others, and this will actually set you apart. You all know how a lot of times India is criticized that our education doesn't link the gap between the learning in the four walls and learning outside. So I think it's very good that your college is giving you this opportunity from their end to step outside of your comfort zone, do something about your community, and I assure you, you will come out as a complete different person. And put your heart and soul into this. There are very exciting recognitions that you will be given, which will be reinforced by the SMC and a lot of higher authorities. So it will be very good even on your resume and for your future endeavors. So that is it that I wanted to say about what is in it for you. We'll quickly go on to the next slide. All right. So now that you have learned a lot about why segregation is important, I'll just inform a little bit about what is expected out of you, what you'll be doing in the next 2 to 3 months. This is the basic timeline. There are 3 basic divisions, phases. First one is survey, the second is awareness, and the third is monitoring. So in the initial stage, what you will start doing is you will actually go check out the locality that you are assigned. You will understand the problems that they are facing, and you will try to find ways to convince them to start segregating, because you know India has been trying to enforce this habit into people that they start segregating, but there's this one disconnection between the campaign that the government is running and why people are not able to follow through. So here you guys come into action, you help them fill up that gap, you understand why that is not happening, you come up with creative solutions to help them start segregating. And over here, you yourself will also learn a lot about segregation, why it is important, and how if we don't segregate our waste, it is impacting our environment drastically. So in the beginning, Saturday is the kickoff, and soon on September 8th, you will have a brainstorming session where you will come up, by the time you do the brainstorming workshop, you will have visited the locality you are assigned, and the dumping site visit will be done. So you'll actually see where our waste is going, how it is impacting our planet. Then after the brainstorming, you will come up with presentations which are related to bringing awareness in the people. You will come up with innovative ideas to convince them. You will present it. We will then shortlist some presentations that we think will be very impactful in bringing about a change. So you'll be recognized for that. And that comes under the awareness stage of our whole curriculum. Then comes the monitoring. So over there, you'll also be able to see that all the hard work that you are doing, is it actually bringing out result or not? So you will get an opportunity to create your own monitoring system, how you can like compare where the society or the locality was before you started the campaign, and by the end of it, where they have come. And hopefully you guys will be able to come up with such innovative and creative ideas that we will be able to make this as an ideal plan and ask like the societies across our city to follow it. So you will be like the pioneers of this whole movement, and I think it is very exciting. Then you will also share the impact of how you have come from the beginning to the end. That will happen by October 28th. And then I think you have a Diwali break, and then you will have to submit a project success report plus the product service. So it is the catch in this whole challenge is that by the end of the challenge, you'll also get an opportunity to convert your idea into a startup. You will be able to, if you have a very good sustainable idea which is scalable, which can be implemented across the city, you will be given some seed amount which you can use to actually start your own business, which is very exciting. So this is the timeline. If you have any questions, you can send in the chat box. We will be able to answer those. A more detailed timeline will be shared with you shortly. Because of the time constraint, we are just doing a brief outline of it to give you an idea what you are expected to do. All right, so I'll hand over the stage again to Divya ma'am.
Samishti, maybe we can go back to the previous slide and ask if they have any questions.
Sure.
We can address them.
Yeah.
Any questions about the timeline? Okay, so it's all clear for you all. No, okay, great. Thank you, Chair, for responding. All right, so we'll move on. We will have time at the end as well for question answers, so you can ask at that point. So we can go on. Next slide, Samishti. So in terms of support, there'll be a lot of support that will be provided by various parties, as I said. You know, we already have the blessing from the SMC, so there'll be whatever, you know, first of all, with the management of whether the commercial area or whichever locality, you know, their managers or their key people, they'll introduce us to them, so that each team will be introduced, so that you know, they don't so that you guys feel like it's not just, you know, going out of the blue to someone. So that base is set, and there is a buy-in also from the responsible people. The other thing that will happen is there'll be regular online meetings. So we are planning to have like a touch point once that, you know, once you're going to be starting to awareness sessions and all that, there'll be a common touch point with someone from SMC weekly, where you can ask all your doubts, share your challenges, you know, share what solutions worked for you so the others can learn from you. See, the whole thing, what you have to remember is normally a challenge is a competition. But in this case, it's not a competition. It's a common vision. The thing is that here, each and every team is actually doing their bit to make the overall vision possible. So, you know, it's not like they win or we win, because it's only if everyone wins, we all win. You know, then only we can say that we've won. So that's the perspective with which you have to, you know, you have to come for this challenge. So therefore, we want to build a sense of community between all the teams. There needs to be a lot of sharing, so that, you know, you're able to do this very, very quickly and very, very easily. So because we believe each one of you will come up with your unique ideas. Some will, you know, do it successful, like maybe successful in one go, maybe certain other challenges come up, the others may, you know, have several failures and then come up with something completely beautiful because they've incorporated the learnings from all those failures, you know. So whatever, it does not matter if you're, you know, if you see another team is working with certain ideas, you can always combine, you can always you know, use that same idea, because see, implementation is also another art. The same idea implemented in two different ways, implemented by two different teams, will have the, you know, it will have your individual sense or creativity of implementing it, you know. So Dubai, if you see, Dubai as a country has brought, you know, best of the world into its country. But you know, what is interesting is that how they implement is also an innovation, because in your current, you have to also see, let's say somebody came up with an idea where they are implementing it in a commercial complex, and now you want to do it in the society with the same idea you think is nice, but you'll still have to may, customize it to work in that particular society. Even within societies, one society may have more Marwadi population, the other society may have more Gujarati population. Then also maybe one society, one idea may work, and in another society maybe it doesn't work. So it's okay to learn from each other. In fact, it's good to learn from each other's failures. So we want to build that sense of community, and therefore we're going to have those regular online meetings where you can share your ideas and work with each other about sharing what has worked, what has not worked, and so on. Then of course, apart from you monitoring the awareness levels of the students, of the people in City Light, so there'll be a day 0 when you'll be monitoring, then there'll be a day 30 when you'll be monitoring, and obviously if you've done the awareness campaigns in between, the day 0 and day 30, there should be difference in the awareness, understand in the people's mind about the awareness of segregation of waste, right? So this thing you will be doing as your part, but SMC will also be doing their part to do this monitoring. You will come up with your own methods and metrics to do the monitoring. You'll have your own mechanism to monitor awareness, and you'll have your own mechanism to monitor actually how much of waste is actually being segregated, who's doing it, who's not. But one tip I would like to give you here is that work with solutions which are self-sustaining. See, if you decide ki theek hai, we are, let's say we have a society of 30 households, and let's divide amongst ourselves, let's take six each, and let's get it done. Maybe it's a great idea. And then monitoring again you're doing and all of that. Maybe it works. But then you have to also think, how do you make it self-sustaining? Maybe after 30, 60 days, when you stop doing it, it shouldn't stop happening. So it has to be habit forming. You have to build that system within. We have to think creatively that who are the people, who are the other people involved in this whole process. How can you create incentives for them, maybe, which can lead to a self-sustaining solution. So it's very important कि आप जिस दिन monitoring करना बंद कर दो, उस दिन वो segregation होना बंद नहीं होना चाहिए. Then only it is a scalable model which can be worth $1 billion, for which actually can be worth 450 crores if you talk about the number, right? So it can actually be worth that, because that can be a model which can be used by SMC and NGOs to implement across the city. So you have to think from that perspective, right? So you have to not think. So you have to think. I always I'm just going to take a moment to tell a small little anecdote here. When I was little, we were always told to work hard. But now, we are always told to work smart, so efficient. It's not about working hard is not going to make you the winner. Winner meaning winner in your own sense, not like a winner competing with others. So, you have to think very, very smart here. Next thing, of course, you would want that once the society or the, people are starting to segregate their waste, the transportation should also happen segregated. So that will also be taken care by the SMC. There'll be enough training happening on the ground to the staff who's coming to collect, that they take the waste in a segregated manner. Then only it is useful. Then of course there'll be mentoring that will happen. You'll get mentors from the academic mentors will be there, DE mentors will be there. There will be mentors from the industry, and design engineering methodology support you'll be getting from your faculties. And I think Dipali ma'am is also organized with some more people, some experts for getting you through that, like getting you support there. Next slide. Yeah, and there is a winning. There is a winning criteria as well. So there is a small amount of prize money that you can win if you're able to successfully do it, and your solution is sustainable, scalable, effective, habit forming, ease of implementation, and involves maximum citizen participation. So how much ever you involve the citizen and the existing ecosystem, that will be another criteria for winning. So here we don't have limits. Every team can win. We have enough, we'll pay the prize money to every team who wins. So it's not like only 3 teams will win or only 5 teams will win. Every team who does it wins. Yeah, this will maybe suffice for a 2-day trip to Dang or something. I don't know. Yeah, all right. Next. Then, of course, what is very interesting is that, see, this does not stop here. What is it is very strategically planned for you all that you have design engineering for the 4 semesters, right? Starting from second year, third year end, you have second year 2 semesters and third year 2 semesters where you have design engineering. So we would like in this particular phase, you focus on the waste segregation, pilot solution of some, your innovative solution. And what we are expecting is that it is, well, we're not expecting it, but it may so happen that while you're doing all this observation and while you're doing all these activities, you may come up with certain product ideas or service ideas or software ideas that may convert into something big, something which you can offer as part of the waste to wealth industry. So if you come up with any such idea, you will enter into the phase 2, and you will also get SSIP funding for making it happen. So you can introduce the idea as a first step, and maybe there is certain refinement and details needed to really show that it has a commercial viability and all that. So there will be then support provided to you in the form of SSIP and other support as part of the next semester project to you. Yeah, we can go to the next slide. Yeah, so this is about the recognition. You'll be getting a participation certificate highlighting social impact, because like now, if you're going out of the country or even within country, if you're applying for other universities, you do stand out if you have a social impact or innovation certificate. So that will add to your credentials. There's going to be mentorship, which I already mentioned, from industry practitioners, experts like KPMG. They'll be always supporting and backing us. There'll be mentors will be recognized from SMC, who will, for their significant support and contribution to the city and India-wide problem. So you'll be recognized for this, because it's really a problem of great importance right now. And I'm sure if you're able to do it successfully, which I hope we are all able to do it successfully, we will just have a little sound in Swachh Bharat Delhi office, maybe. Let's hope for that. All right, next. Do we have more slides, or we are... Okay, so we can skip this part for now. We'll hand over to Gauri. And you can stop sharing, Samishti, and thanks a lot for that. So Gauri, thanks a lot for coming and being very flexible to come. And I really hope, I mean, you're a true inspiration, and I really hope the students can make use of your visit and learn a lot from you. And before I hand over the stage to you, I'm going to ask Dimple ma'am to briefly introduce you, please.
Yes, thank you, madam. So I take the opportunity to welcome our speaker of the day, guest speaker of the day, Gauri Mirashi madam. She is the co-founder and CEO of CARP EcoSattva. She holds an undergraduate degree in environmental studies and politics from Whiteman College, Washington State, and a postgraduate degree in urban policy and governance from the Tata Institute of Social Sciences. With her co-founder Natasha, they decided to form a CARP in May 2015. CARP was conceived to be a think tank that would design and implement research-driven solutions to civic and environmental challenges of Aurangabad city, which is her own city. From working in Aurangabad's solid waste management issues, by navigating the dirt roads of the city's Naregaon dump site and the complex municipal hierarchies, to taking the model developed there to 14 other cities and towns, including Bali and Buenos Aires, CARP EcoSattva were the first movers to bring about a process to address the city's SWM needs. The organizations now also work in green cover management and water body restoration. So I once again warmly welcome Gauri madam and hand over the session to you, madam.
Hello Hello. Hi. Thank you, Dimple ji, for that kind introduction. Thank you, Divya, for the invitation and the opportunity to be here. I assume everyone can hear me and can see my screen. Okay, great. Again, I feel like what you're trying to do is actually a reflection of where we started. I was between year 1 and 2 of my master's degree when I met my co-founder, and we started looking at why decade after decade we are seeing waste coming out onto the street corners and into the nalas and the water bodies of our city, and why all of our life we have seen this challenge, and we wanted to see if we could use all of this education and exposure that we had gotten to try and solve the civic and environmental challenges of Aurangabad city, and also to look at so we thought we were going to be a think tank. We would do the research, we would find the right partners, bring them in, and suddenly we'd have a solution. But as the past 7 years have taught us, I think it's an iterative process. हम कुछ try करते हैं. I don't know, is Hindi comfortable? I'll do a mix of Hindi and English, if that's okay, or complete English.
It is okay, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so we try something, it works or doesn't work, we learn from it, and then we grow from there. So it's really exciting to see all of you getting started on this journey. So I'll quickly take you through what our organization does, and then I've just really picked out some stories and anecdotes from the first 2 years of our organization's growth, which I think is what's most relevant on this platform, and share those with you. And of course, happy to take questions in the end. So that's us. Today we're about 60 of us working in solid waste management, green cover, and water body restoration. So like I mentioned, we're a research and execution. We eventually got into execution. We're a social enterprise that's focused on civic challenges. Our vision is to achieve inclusive and sustainable villages, towns, and cities. It's a massive one, but I think that's how it needs to be. And we do this by implementing evidence-driven and partnerships-enabled systemic solutions. So we have consciously chosen to be a true partner to government bodies. We believe that they have some of the best resources, the best scale, and the best systems out there. And so we've chosen to partner with local government bodies, whether it's urban local bodies or Gram Panchayats, to really work with the resources and systems that are already there and to see how we can fill in the gaps. And we focused on smaller cities and towns and taken a sectoral approach. So when we look at solid waste, we're not looking at it from the lens of the resident. How can the resident get the best collection system? We're not looking at it from the lens of just the Safai Karmachari. How can their work be easiest? The idea is to bring together all the stakeholders and work out something that that works decently for everyone involved. So that's how we take a sectoral approach. I've mentioned we worked in solid waste, green cover, and water body and wastewater management. In green cover and wastewater, I won't go into that, but we work with increasing green covers of cities and towns in a locally suitable and appropriate manner. And for water bodies, also we're looking at water bodies, of course, is an accumulation of ecological challenges, of solid waste challenges, and we're looking at how we can solve those, where, by the way, a lot of engineering solutions are required. Plastic trapping in seasonal rivers being the one that I can think of, it was what I was thinking about when Divya was talking about why engineering and involvement in nation building needs to go together. But quickly moving on to solid waste, I don't think we need to discuss that solid waste is a big problem in most Indian cities and towns. Just breaking down what that means. So municipal solid waste is the solid, sometimes semi-solid waste that is generated in our households, in our commercial establishments. That is the mandate of the urban local body, या तो contract के through या खुद के systems and teams के साथ. It is the mandate of the municipal body to collect, transport, and process and dispose of this waste. And that's, in a nutshell, what we call municipal solid waste management. Important to remember that biomedical waste from hospitals and clinics is not to enter the municipal solid waste management systems, nor is industrial hazardous waste. So something important to keep in mind as you're doing your awareness, if there is a clinic that's handing over syringes, that's something to point out to the Surat Municipal Corporation. So I hope that, and any more questions about what solid waste includes, we can get into later. So like I mentioned, in 2014, we really started with the grassroots research. We started with following the the Safai Karmachari who came to our house to collect our waste, and looking at what is happening, how is this system working, what is there, what is missing, and we followed the waste right up to the city's Naregaon dump site, which is the first image that you see there. I think similar to a lot of other cities in India, a big open space which was receiving dumped waste, which was piling up in heaps and mountains. And so tracing it back from Naregaon to the household and the many systemic problems, it required a lot of problem solving, analytical thinking to break that system down, understand it, and then develop locally relevant solutions. And that's where we started. We started with a pilot in a 250 household colony, I think, which is where you all are starting out now, really looking at each house, how they give their waste, whether they're receiving a collection or not receiving a collection, what the vehicle that's come for collection looks like. If people start segregating their waste, can that vehicle receive that segregated waste? Can it transport it in a segregated manner? And from those 250 household colony, we have now worked in 14 other cities and towns besides Aurangabad. We have trained organizations in Bali and in Argentina in our process. And we're having, we're able to resolve municipal solid waste challenges across cities and towns. Over the past 7 years, the way that we understand solid waste is like a cyclical challenge where most of the urban local bodies that we've worked with have the resources in terms of vehicles and human resources to provide collection and to provide adequate collection. It's more of a challenge of communication and planning and management of which vehicle needs to go where at what time, what that area looks like. Is it residential? Is it commercial? If it's residential, does it comprise of people who leave for work early in the morning largely, or are there very late risers? So that kind of an understanding and a planning is what is often missing, because so despite that 450 crores in the case of Surat, it's more about the management and the planning of the resources that are available. And when that is ineffective, we get the harmful disposal practices of dumping of waste outside, of burning waste in the open, dumping of waste in water bodies, which in turn leads to, of course, hazardous conditions for everyone to live in, but primarily very unsafe conditions for sanitation teams to be working in, which leads to lower levels of motivation and hence an even more ineffective system. So it's kind of a cyclical problem as we understand it. And the way that we've chosen to respond, the system that we've developed is kind of similar to what, to that process of, the fact finding, the awareness and the monitoring that Divya presented. So we begin with a baseline assessment that captures the system as is. How many vehicles, what routes do they follow? Where are all the garbage vulnerable points? Where is the waste showing up on street corners? What does the informal sector look like? Kachra vechaks. Does everyone know? You'll see self-employed people who are carrying sacks and picking out recyclables from various, either from garbage dumps or from vehicles. So that's the informal sector waste pickers. How many of them are there? Where are they picking from? Where are they selling to? What kind of scrap dealer networks you have? All of that is captured in the baseline assessment. And of course, if there is a composting facility available, what does the Swachh Bharat DPR look like? What does it have provision for? Things like that are captured in the baseline. Then there's an onboarding and orientation process in which we present that baseline report to the leadership of that city or town. And really, so it's the bureaucratic and the political leadership. And we engage in a visioning workshop, to come up with one vision statement. Ki aane wale saal mein, what is it that we want to achieve in terms of solid waste management for our city? This is also the time that we discuss the policy decisions and regulations that are going to be needed. Whether it's a bulk waste generator policy or a policy for construction and demolition waste that the city may not have. So that kind of leadership level decision making happens at this stage. Also, of course, involves the issues like land allocation. If there is no processing plant, then at least on a temporary basis, what can we begin to use? What should be the long-term plan? Then we come to the training and route mapping exercise, which works very closely with the sanitation team. The Safai Karmacharis who are engaged in road sweeping, in Nala cleaning, and in doorstep collection. So there's a separate training module for each of these functions, a separate training module for the supervisors, the Jawans as they are called here, who supervise a team of Safai Karmacharis in a ward, and a separate one for the sanitation inspectors. There's also a route mapping exercise that traces the route of each vehicle and the route of each Safai Karmachari. What length of road needs to be swept, at what frequency, that kind of a micro planning of every vehicle and Safai Karmachari. And this is largely guided by the vision that has been set. So there's, one single direction in which the entire team is moving. And then we come to the resource recovery phase where, depending on the decisions made in the onboarding process, we even before we start getting segregated waste, we have to determine where that segregated waste, each stream is going to go. Where will the dry waste go, where will the organics go, and where will the household hazardous go? And I think just to clarify, household hazardous is the diapers, the pads, the broken glass, those kinds of components of waste which are harmful to the Safai Karmachari, which could cause disease or injury to the Safai Karmachari. And so after that resource recovery, so when this municipal system is completely set up, is when we go to the awareness campaign. Largely, we have seen that, with the awareness that has happened with the Swachh Bharat mission, we're able to get about 90% segregation within a span of 2 weeks. The challenge is sustaining that segregation by having a system that supports it and holds it. So if your residents start giving segregated waste, but your vehicle doesn't show up on time, or the vehicle doesn't have the required equipment to accept that waste in a segregated manner, that's where the real challenge comes in. And that's what I would urge also, even as you're focused on the awareness campaign, be mindful of where these challenges in the system could come from and ways in which you could overcome them. And then finally, like monitoring is the last step for you, it's also the same for us. We have an app that tracks the health of the system, how much waste is coming into the dry waste centers, what efficiencies of collection are there, what are the garbage vulnerable points looking like, and that in a nutshell is the process that we follow. Some images that I will go by. So when waste is showing up on street corners or in nalas, it's a symptom of a system that's not working. So if you're giving the residents and the commercial establishments a frequency and a timing of collection that is suitable, ideally your waste does not show up outside. And so mapping these garbage vulnerable points, knowing why, studying why they're coming up, and then eliminating them, not by cleaning them up, but by first ensuring that no new waste is coming out by providing the required collection, is what we've been able to do. Across Aurangabad is the biggest city that we've worked in, from the size of Aurangabad to Shirara, which is a much smaller town, to Rajguru Nagar, 8,000 households. We're able to get the segregation going once the system is set up. This is what our material recovery facilities look like. This is where the informal sector, the women who would be out picking picking recyclables from street corners or in hazardous conditions, which there were pigs and dogs and mixed waste that could cause injury. They're now working at a material recovery facility where they get access to segregated dry waste. They can pick, they can recover what there is to recover. There's a lot of research that goes into forward linkages, where they could sell that material, where they could get a more stable, better incomes. Cloth, for example, initially it was not something that they had a vendor for. Then there was research to figure out where that cloth could go, who could use it, and how how it could supplement the income of the informal sector waste pickers. This is one of my favorite images. This is Sanju, who he was Sidco Valuj is a township of about 30,000 population, which was our first entire, like an entire urban local body that we worked in. And we were able to transform Sanju's work from being, वो cement ring के कुंडीज में अंदर जाके mixed waste फावड़ा और टोपला से निकाल के ट्रैक्टर में डालना, वहां से लेके he was now a trainer who trained residents on source segregation. He was with now this smaller vehicle. He had gunny bags for the dry waste, bins for the organics, and people bringing him segregated waste. So that's kind of a, even as these systems are evolving and you can see the environmental impact, when you begin also to see the human impact, it's tremendously satisfying. And like I mentioned before, the informal sector waste pickers who've gone from picking from these situations of mixed waste into material recovery facilities, that's another transformation of livelihood that you're able to achieve. Again, completely aligned with the Swachh Bharat mission and the Swachh Sarvekshan and multiple sustainable development goals. Also helped us respond to COVID very well. Because of the heavy focus on data and the baseline assessment, we had easy access to the entire network of waste pickers working in Aurangabad. We were able to roll out ration kits and respond to the COVID crisis promptly, at least for the stakeholders involved in the waste management sector. We were able to modify routes to, from a daily collection to an alternate day collection to minimize exposure and touch points. So, that we found to our surprise an added benefit of following this process. All the cities and towns that we've worked in and impact numbers. Okay, I will stop here with kind of the introduction of the organization and move to what I had done in preparation of this. So if there's three things that I would, like to leave you with at the end of my discussion, one is data, research, and documentation. I cannot stress how important it is, how much it will help you as you progress. The second is building partnerships. And the third is designing systems within limited resources and how that can be done. So just to quickly take you through what I mean by data and documentation. Oh wait, I'm not sharing screen, am I?
No, the screen is not shared yet.
Yeah. You see it?
No, not yet. Maybe it's loading now. It's loading.
Okay. So really, I think documenting what you're doing, what impacts is having, doesn't matter the scale, whether it's waste from 5 households or 50 or 500. Documenting already. So often you will see that the Safai Karmacharis are already recovering higher value recyclables. मतलब कचरा mix भी आया तो pet है, cardboard है, ये सारी चीजें वो already segregate in some ways sort कर रही हैं because it is an added source of income. So documenting all of these practices, how much are they able to recover, which of course comes from a place of trust. They have to trust you to let you do this kind of data collection. So when we talk about building relationships, that's what we'll come to. So really just document, collect all the data that you can, especially since you're looking at replicating and scaling up. I think it'll be tremendously important So this is a map of all the garbage vulnerable points in one part of Aurangabad. Kahan kachra street pe aa raha hai. And when you begin to see clusters, you begin to identify which vehicle is not reaching all households, or which vehicle has a problem in, in the way that it's collecting waste. So the data will, of course, tell you, set a baseline against which you can measure your impact, but it'll also tell you patterns. Like if you look at the full city, this is just one ward. But if you look at the full city, you'll often see ward ki boundary jahan pe it's not clear ki ye uska area hai ki mera. For a sanitation supervisor, that's where you'll have more dumping points. Maybe along commercial areas is where you'll have dumping points. So the more you document, the more you'll be able to see patterns and respond with better informed experiments. Also, while you're looking at one ward, documenting what it looks like where this waste is going till its end destination, often will help you tell a better story. To be able, when you're engaged in your awareness, to be able to say that, that the difference between that, 30 seconds of your day, where you make that decision to either put your waste in a mixed dabba or in segregated dabbas, and how far that goes, where it takes the city from a dumping ground like this, where waste is just dumped, it's burning, there's smoke, hazardous working conditions, to conditions where people are working in dignified conditions, and you're able to recover most of the resources. So the more informed you are on the larger picture, the better you're able to answer questions, and I think the more conviction you can bring to your awareness campaign. So these are just some images of what Aurangabad's Narigaon dumping site, which was shut about 3 years ago, looked like. Again, route maps. So, when you first go in, if you're able to document, if you're able to just sit on the vehicle and track how that vehicle is traveling, it will tell you the spaces or the colonies or the lanes which are not probably receiving the most consistent collection. Also, sometimes helping you resolve a larger challenge of of waste showing up on the street corners, which is something you'll have to look at even before segregation, right? So if 10 households are segregating, but 2 are showing up on the, 2 are not giving their waste, that they're giving it out into the open somewhere, and then solving for that. How can you get these 2 households also to give to the vehicle? And often in this kachra, you'll see an envelope with the address of the person to whom it was delivered, which will be in the locality. So there's all kinds of clues. So the more you document, the more you keep your ears and eyes open, the more you learn and know what to do with. Now this is waste that's coming into our nalas. I think I'll quickly move past that. So of course, documenting the challenges and understanding and analyzing them is one thing, but documenting the impact is also tremendously satisfying, of course. So getting those images of day 1 versus day 8, and how segregated the vehicle looked, and how many households on day 1 there were 2 households, on day 2 there were 20. So even documenting that is of course satisfying, but also will help you track which intervention is working faster, the impact of which intervention is lasting longer, things like that, as you seek to scale up your solutions. So just document, collect all the data that you can. The next thing that I would like to share is the building of partnerships. I think I'll go one by one maybe. So this is our team from Sidco Valuj that we worked with, the Safai Karmacharis. These are the people who were sweeping the streets and who were going.
Gauri, sorry, we are not able to see the picture that you're showing.
Oh, is it?
We see this folder struck. Oh yeah, now we do. Okay.
Oh, I just shut it. Do you see it?
I think it might be loading. Oh yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Yes, I'm able to see it.
Yes. So that's the team that we were working with. In Sidco Valuj, one of the key things that happened when we started working is that the women predominantly were the people responsible for sweeping, and it was the men who were on the the waste collection. We couldn't call it a doorstep collection because they were picking up from these, these cement ring kundis that were placed at various locations. And what happened when we were able to set doorstep collection routes is that the administration felt like having women on the collection vehicles would be useful, because especially during that awareness phase when you needed to communicate to other women, and you needed to have conversations about sanitary pads, about condoms. It was just easier for women when they were in doubt to approach women. And so even we were able to break that gender dynamic within the waste management team, where women became the collection staff, and then of course some men had to be placed on sweeping and collecting the road sweepings. So really the Safai Karmacharis, who have often been working in a given locality for decades, are a true source of information and knowledge about that locality. They know which house has an adult, it has an adult who needs a diaper. They know which house generates what kind of waste. They've seen it. It's not documented knowledge, but it's all like they have it. And so building a true partnership with the Safai Karmacharis is essential. One is, of course, from the point of view of knowledge and information, but second is also, like when we started, we were 2 of us. We were able to do that colony of 250 households. We were able to go house to house. But when we started doing a population of 30,000, so 6,000 households, it's not possible for 2 people to go door to door. And then it becomes these Safai Karmacharis who are your brand ambassadors. They take that message forward. They reinforce segregation. They can report to you when segregation levels are dropping. They can be tremendously helpful in the monitoring. So being able to establish a relationship with them where they trust you, they share information, the more informal information of existing systems with you, and where they're able to help you with documentation is crucial. So the Safai Karmacharis are a key player. And of course, then there are the waste pickers, the informal sector waste pickers, who are, I think, in the absence of formal recycling in most of our cities, they're the ones for decades who have been driving whatever levels of recycling have been happening in the city. So identifying them, understanding from them what are the resources that they recover, how they can be part of the formal system, is also crucial. And also, they're experts really in identifying materials. They may not call it like low density plastic or anything. They may call it panni or rikat, but they know what they're talking about, and there's a lot to be learned from them. And then, of course, you have your residents. You will find that local mime artist or that local songwriter who will really add so much more context and so much more localization to your, to your awareness campaign, who will add so much more fun to your awareness campaign. So look at how that local community, of course, I think the one strategy of awareness that we've seen has worked is a literal dumping of people's garbage on a tarpaulin sheet and saying, ye chilka gile kachre mein jayega, ye panni sukhe kachre mein jayegi. So really showing them with their own waste how to segregate. And that's something we've had to do, and it's worked beautifully. But adding elements of fun and of participation, of course, is what makes it not something that it's not like you're asking a favor or you're not instructing. It makes it more of a joint decision that we're now going to do this for our city. And then, of course, there are the children. So this is an event where a garbage vulnerable point was eliminated. So we don't do a cleanup. That's not our first response when garbage is showing out on the street. Like I said before, we do a route mapping to see how we can stop any further waste from coming. Jahan se aa raha hai, usko wahin pe kaise, how can we make sure it's diverted into the collection vehicle? And then once we see ki naya waste nahi aa raha hai, then we do like a one-time cleanup with a JCB or manually or whatever is suitable. And then typically have that community come in to celebrate that reclamation of public space, because that truly is what what eliminating a dumping point is. It was a public space, it was a street corner or a footpath jis pe kachra pad raha tha. Once you're able to stop that and clean it out, you have reclaimed public space. Then we have people, they'll do rangoli, they'll do, they'll plant trees. Sometimes in the summer, they'll set up those, water pots for passers-by to get water from. So there's like wonderful ways in which the community will come forward to reclaim that space. So that's the second, just build partnerships. I have a brief video for you of what a Safai Karmachari knows and can do. So maybe I'll just briefly play that.
झोन क्रमांक 4 आणि वार्ड 9 सुदर्शन राजेंद्र खरात आपल्याला 2 शब्द बोलू इच्छितो.
So you'll see all the various gunny bags. They have become our best friends. When a vehicle is not suited for for segregated collection, it is these gunny bags, whether it's a push cart or a cycle rickshaw or a like a hydraulic rickshaw. Gunny bags will enable segregated collection no matter what.
आणि त्या ही एक हिरोची गाडी आहे, त्याच्यात आपण 5-6 प्रकारचा कचरा घेतो.
So he's just explaining his vehicle and what's on it, all the various gunny bags. It's in Marathi, so I'll just explain.
ठेवलेला आहे, एक बोट बांधलेला आहे. त्यानंतर आपण तिथं भाकरीचं पण पोळ्या जे अन्न.
So they're collecting the bhakris and chapatis separately. So while we started off asking for 3 types of waste, in every ward a different system has evolved. Some of them collect school bags separately because they have an orphanage where they stitch up those school bags and pass on those repaired school bags to those in need. In a lot of the wards, the chapatis are collected separately because they're given to people who have cows and goats as animal feed. So the dry waste is going into that gunny bag. The organics are going into that big rickshaw body. The diapers and pads are going into that gunny bag at the side. So those are the chapatis. So he's also explaining that the collection staff is removing higher value material and storing it separately, which they sell. And that little black bucket is something no one asked him to do it. He is displaying the compost that's generated at the city's centralized composting site. So what he's decided to do is, as the residents are bringing in their organics, he's thanking them for bringing in their organics and saying, you are enabling the generation of this compost. Please touch it, please smell it. And if you need any, let me know, I can bring it for you. So, that's what he's able to do.
ते नागरिक पण तिथे जाऊन चिकट ढाण्याला आपण खत घेऊ शकतो आणि आपल्या शेतात पण खत वापरू शकतो. कंपोस्टिंग खत हे निवळ याच्यातून वास नाही, कोणताही साईड
नो स्मेल.
आपल्या फळ बागा झाडं आपल्या गच्चीवर लागलेले त्याच्यात समोर रूट पण लावलेला आहे आणि हा एकदम.
And so he's decided to display his route that he follows every day, which areas he covers in what order at the front of the vehicle. And then because it's Corona, he's installed these small water canisters at the bottom. So the Safai Karmachari is working on that vehicle can wash their hands at the vehicle itself. And so he's placed soap and sanitizers in the back. So that's just a brief demonstration of what a Safai Karmachari, with the right support, with the right appreciation, wants to do and is capable of doing. So really, they're the teachers. There's a lot we have to learn from them. So that's the building partnerships and really relationships. It's a lot of trust that needs to go into building these relationships. And lastly, I'll just play a brief video for you. And I'd love to hear from you what you see. So this is a collection happening 4 years ago, ka system, in Samarth Nagar ward of Aurangabad. So I think, can you see this where I have paused? I hope it's playing. Can you see, Divya? I can't see.
Yes, we can see. Sorry, I was doing the thumbs up.
Yeah. So So this image, this where I have paused, what do you see? If you could quickly type in the chat boxes. Do you see a challenge? Do you see a systemic challenge? So think about it, and as the rest of the video plays, please do key in any responses. Oh. Okay, I'm not seeing any responses, but so there were 4 people, and waste went from one container, and the second container into which it was supposed to be put was standing right there. So the truck was waiting for this cycle rickshaw to come, and so both containers were right there, but because there wasn't an appropriate way of pouring from one container into the other, you had to empty it onto the ground. And then you needed 3 people to lift it in with a jholi, with a cloth, and fling it with great aim into that bigger container. So if you really track the hours or the minutes spent on each of these activities, that 450 crore, it includes salaries, right? It includes standing time of vehicles. So it is here in identifying these these transition points where one system is to interact with another, when one vehicle or one Safai Karmachari is to interact with another, is where we'll see a slight breaking down of the system. That's where we can intervene, design a better system. Gunny bags again worked very well for us to collect it into gunny bags in that cycle rickshaw, so that you could just lift gunny bags off the cycle rickshaw and empty into the truck or the tractor. But of course, for every situation and in every system, there'll be a different solution. So how do you make, with existing resources, with what is already available, how do you make the system work better, more efficiently, and of course continue focusing on how we get that segregated waste? And I'll play 2 last, I know we're a little bit over time, but I'll play these 2 last videos for you. This is the Sidco Valuj project from start.
So 2 people answered in the chat
box
while you were talking.
Okay. That's great. So this is Sidco Valuj before, waste showing up in these. So the cement ring kundis were painted all different colors with the hope that people would deposit different kinds of waste.
It's not shared. Sorry, Gauri, it's not shared, your screen.
Oh, oops. Sorry. Can you see?
Yes.
Is it visible? Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, so we would have these cement ring bins, colored, labeled, but we'd have waste burning, mixed waste in all of those cement ring kundis. A lot of manual handling. That's Sanju, by the way, in the red t-shirt. Like inside the kundi, collecting waste with his hands, with his fauda, and dumping it into this tractor, which also has painted segments, but is receiving mixed waste across. And many efforts later, we're able to get into this system where there is segregated waste collection from the doorstep. There's a woman who's getting, if there is any mixing that's happened, they are instructing people to segregate. This is when the awareness is ongoing, which is why you have more people on every vehicle. But once the system is set, you can have, just 2 Safai Karmacharis, or in some places even 1. And this is them explaining. So in the back bins, you have the really organic waste, like really wet, cooked largely waste. And then you have the dry waste and the hazardous being collected in gunny bags. Then we began to remove. So once we had a system of doorstep collection going, we stopped receiving waste at these kundis. They became our composters. We had a open space which was not in use, so we moved all 150 of those cementing kundis into this space, and they became spaces where we started using for composting. Then when we ran out of space there, we moved into a pit composting. So this is, of course, when there's no land allocated, you have to make it work. You have to see what will work. And now this is everyone working at their own time and at their own pace. Every vehicle knows where it's to collect from. And so we moved from pit composting, eventually moved to windrow composting. And today, that's 6 years after this project was implemented, the organics from here are going into a biomethanation plant in a close by industrial area. This is the dry waste center that came up. We had a waste picker who came in to train the sanitation team on the further sorting, and she was managing the center. So yes, so within existing resources, your kundis become your composters, your old bus stand becomes your dry waste storage center, and until it can be transported to a larger other facility. And then finally, actually, maybe I'll send links to the last video and everyone can watch it at their own time. I realize we're a bit over.
I think, Dipali ma'am, can we see it? How long is it?
It's 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, better to share the link and they'll watch.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Fine,
sure.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so I'll stop there. Really document, build your relationships, and look at systems. Awareness and segregation is embedded in a larger system that has to work and that has to sustain that segregation. So yes, thank you for that opportunity. I'm really excited to see what comes from all of you. So many of you putting your heads together to see how Surat can start segregating one ward to begin with and then scaling. So all the best, and I'll just put my email address if you all would like to reach out. Please feel free.
That's very kind of you, Gauri. I'm just gonna say that this energy that you have is very, very infectious, and I love how you kind of made this so simple for everyone. Like, there are resources, there are all the where the loopholes are is with the communication, the planning, and the management, and I think that's brilliantly put. I mean, I think that's going to really, really help the students. And before we end, I have 1 or 2 more announcements. But before that, I'd like each one of you to, pay your gratitude in one word, whatever that comes to your mind, whatever you're maybe feeling right now. To Gauri, I think thanks a lot. This has been really, really inspiring. And I learned so many things from this. I'm going to replay it many times over to, I think, grasp certain other things that we can incorporate in the challenge for you to and I may reach out again to you for some for some guidance there. So Gauri, there's lots of inspiring. I think a lot of people are inspired here, and they're already putting
great work. Yeah.
And I think every single time you showed a video or these pictures, I just couldn't stop clapping and couldn't stop applauding. It's just amazing. Brilliant work to you and to you and your partner. Brilliant, really brilliant.
Thanks.
I'm just going to say to the students that they'll need to join the Telegram group. And me and Samishti are, we've, really detailed out a plan for you all. And we'll make sure, like, we really want to have a very strong support system, and we would really want to offer you the environment to move forward. And this Telegram we'll be using for most of the communication will be happening through this Telegram. I've pasted the link in the chat box, so please do join that. And for the next steps, we will be holding a brainstorming session on the 8th of September, as Samashti mentioned. But before that, there'll be few things that you need to do. We'll be organizing and communicating about it to you. Like, there will be a staggered visit to the dump site. There will also be, point, like, you will be introduced to the localities that will be, given to you, and which locality is given to you is also going to be shared by tomorrow. And so you need to do that first visit, and apart from that, there'll be certain survey based on a framework from design engineering, which will need to be done before the brainstorming workshop. So there will be three, prerequisites for you to finish before you come for the brainstorming workshop, so that we can really, discuss the next steps. And maybe we'll even take the, pointer for that common vision statement that you mentioned. We'll probably be talking about that. I think that'll really, really be helpful. Thanks a lot, Gauri, for that one as well. And Samishti, do you have anything to add here? I think it would be nice if you could introduce Nature Club at this point before we.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much, Gauri, for such an amazing presentation. I think you gave so much insight into how the whole thing can take, action. And I hope we can do something great in Surat and take inspiration from you. Yeah. Okay. I'll just quickly share this for 2 minutes, because I have a slide ready for it. Would you also want me to show the slide about Innovate for India?
I think we can skip that part. Most of them are already aware of it in some way or form.
Okay, so Nature Club Surat is the NGO partner for this whole campaign. And this is just a little brief about what Nature Club Surat is. It's a 36 years old NGO working for environmental conservation. And over here, you see some of the projects that we are working with. We try to rescue wild animals, stray animals, have a hospital shelter for them. We also have outreach programs with schools and colleges to spread awareness about nature education and why it is important to conserve environment. And this waste segregation, the whole activity and the innovation challenge is going to be very instrumental in slowing down the climate change, global warming, everything together. So really happy that we are able to do this. And that is it. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, Samishti, for that. And we look forward to, a lot of exciting work together. And I'm going to thank at this point everyone from SMC who's joined, and I think some of them were not able to join in till the very. I think they kept messaging me until 2:30. So I'll do an update with them later. Thank you, Shelja, for being there. Is Mihir there or no?
I have no idea, Abhi.
Okay, yeah. I think it's tricky. They were messaging from the office, I guess. And Dr. Manan is there. Okay. All right. I guess it's probably they were not able to join. Anyway, so thank you so much, everyone, and thanks for your time. Ma'am, I hand it over to you if you want to, yes,
All I
yes. Thank
request
you,
you to
Mr.
put on
Mr.
your
Borse.
camera
Mr. Bor.
for
One
just
second.
1 minute. We'll
I'm
take
sorry.
up.
I'm sorry, Diwali man. I was just looking. Mr. Borse is here, so I think we'd like to hear from him. आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे तो?
Yeah. Just I was
Sorry.
requesting that all of us please put on your camera. We need one screenshot.
Sorry, ma'am. हाँ जी, मिस्टर बोर्जे, आपसे कुछ 2 शब्द सुनना चाहेंगे. आप अनम्यूट कीजिए, आप म्यूट पे हो.
जी बताओ जी.
हाँ, आपसे कुछ 2 शब्द सुनना चाहेंगे ये पूरी प्रेजेंटेशन के बारे में.
आज जो मीटिंग हुई थी बहुत बढ़िया
स्टूडेंट्स को
हुई है.
इंस्पायर करने के लिए आप कुछ कहना चाहें.
बहुत ही अच्छा हुई है. अगर मेरी कोई जरूरत पड़ी तो मैं कभी भी आपके लिए रेडी हूँ. कभी भी मेरे को फोन कर सकते हैं 8वां जोन में.
सर आपकी जरूरत तो पड़ेगी.
Exactly.
आपके बगैर हम नहीं कर पाएंगे.
Exactly.
जरूर मैडम.
सर आपसे मिलके पूरा डिटेल में बात करना है. तो मैंने डॉक्टर चिंतन के साथ में बात की है, प्लानिंग की है मीटिंग.
जी बात हुआ था मेरा. उनके साथ बात हुआ था. वेंसडे को बोला था कि ऐसा मिलना है, तो जरूर मिलेगी मैडम अपन को.
ऑलराइट, थैंक यू सो मच सर. आपकी जरूरत डेफिनेटली पड़ने वाली है. आपसे बिना तो नहीं होने वाला है.
जरूर मैडम.
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग.
थैंक यू.
ओवर टू यू दीपाली मैम.
Thank you, Gauri. It was really very inspiring, and we could hear you such amazing work you are doing. And yes, Kailash sir, thank you for joining us. We'll need the support of SMC for the whole project. The students will not be able to do it without your support. And of course, Innovate for India and Nature Club also will need your support. Thank you.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. I would request Manisha madam to propose vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So, Honorable our Chief Guest, Dr. Gauri, co-founder and CEO of PEPREM. Then Divya Karla ma'am, for the change maker of Innovate for India. Dr. Chintan Kamit, Junior Medical Officer and Nodal Officer. Dr. Manan Patel, the Assistant Medical Officer of the Southwest Zone SMC. Samish, the Conservation of the Environment and active member of the Nature Club. As well, I am also thankful to our Dr. Hiren Patel sir, our Honorable Principal SCAT, Dr. Dipali Kasat ma'am, Head of SSIP SCAT, all the mentor, all the faculties, as well all the students. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion of kickoff of Sufi Segregation Challenge. I am on behalf of entire SSIP SCAT team extend my very hearty vote of thanks to all the guests for taking out their valuable time from their respective schedule to grace this event and getting the chance to students for involving and explaining the challenge very well. Thank you all. I would like to thank this opportunity to place on my record my hearty thanks to Honorable Principal Dr. Hiren Patel Sir SCAT and Dr. Dipali Kasat SSIP Head SCAT for their enormous cooperation and motivation on this challenge, Sufi Segregation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. A big thank you to Dimple ma'am and Mehali ma'am and all the DE coordinator for their tremendous support for the success of this event. Thank you all. Finally, once again, I want to state that we all most grateful to you all. We all thank you for being with us. It has been great pleasure. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
A moment, please. We are also thankful to Dr. Chintan and Dr. Manan of SMC We are extremely sorry because of the limit size, they could not join the meeting. But they have extended their support to us, and we at SCET are very, very thankful to them. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a very good. I hope the students have taken it, and even on YouTube, all those students who have joined us will come up with the next milestone soon. Next milestone is visit to the dump site, and then after that, DE workshop. So before brainstorming, we are supposed to come up with these two milestones, right, ma'am?
And one more is the introduction that will happen between. So they will be given this locality and they must visit, and that
Yeah.
introduction session will happen. Yeah.
Yes,
Please
we will be
proceed.
happy to help everyone here, all the students. If they need any of our suggestions and guidance, we are happy to help. And from KPMG as well as from SMC.
Yes.
We will be there for
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And
Yes,
as we
students,
end,
if you
can
have any query,
Thank you,
Yes.
Filcha,
any
ma'am.
query from the student side?
anyone has?
So I think there's no query from the student side also.
All right. I'd like you to type one, everyone, even the faculties, everyone who's been present here. So spent last almost 2 hours. Please just type what are you feeling right now before you leave the meeting. It would be nice to know the vibe. Thank you.
Okay, Rahul is saying he feels motivated. Okay. Shall we stop here, ma'am? Yes, we can end, I think.
Okay, madam. मैडम रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप कर दो मनीषा मैडम.